Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our February commission meeting, Clean Pittsburgh Commission, um, hosted here on the City Channel. Thank you so much for the City Channel. I'll start by doing an introduction. My name is Amaya Bailey. I am an Sustainable Procurement Specialist in OMB and a resident in East Liberty, she, her. I'll pass it off to the other co-chair, Lissa.
Hi, my name's Lisa Eberhardt. I am the other co-chair, and I'm also the program director with Allegheny Cleanways, and I am a resident of Perry Hilltop. I will popcorn to Helena.
Hello, everybody. I'm Helena Procopio Ross. I'm the Environmental Enforcement Specialist for the City of Pittsburgh and live in Brookline. Let's see, I'll pop it over to Anna.
Good morning. I'm Anna Bagwell, the Environmental Enforcement Coordinator for City of Pittsburgh Environmental Services, and I will popcorn over to Larson.
Hi, I'm Larson Scheller. I'm the Collection Events Coordinator with Pennsylvania Resources Council and the Co-Treasurer with the CPC. I'm a resident of Bloomfield, and I will popcorn to Deborah.
Debbie Steinberg. I am Sustainability Manager with Carnegie Mellon University, resident of Squirrel Hill. And I was distracted preparing the notes, so I'm not sure who we didn't popcorn to yet. Maybe Sanjeev? Okay.
I am Sanjeev Manander, Environmental Sustainability Manager with Pittsburgh Public Schools. I reside in Mount Washington. I'll popcorn over to Katie.
Morning, I'm Katie Weddick. I'm the Senior Right-of-Way Manager with the City of Pittsburgh Department of Mobility and Infrastructure, and I'm a resident of Bloomfield, and I will popcorn to Daryl.
Morning, my name is Dr. Daryl Payne. I am the Education Manager for Humane Action Pennsylvania for the Plastics Collaborative. I live on the north side in Brighton Heights. And I think we got everybody. Is there anyone that
Barb just jumped on?
Okay, I'll popcorn to Barbara.
Hey all, my name is Barb. I'm a city council for District 5.
Thank you all for joining us this morning. I will go ahead and share my screen to look at the agenda for today. Oh gosh. It's always a good time trying to figure out which window when you have multiple windows. Okay, looks like it's visible. Okay, so today we kind of have a little bit of a busy meeting today. I guess everyone had an opportunity to review, and even there were some additions. And then we have our January minutes to review quickly. Okay, you know what? I don't, I'm not going to open it for you. I'm just going to open it directly. All right, and here are the currently draft minutes for our January meeting. Does anyone have any amendments they would like to make before we vote to approve the minutes? I'll just do a quick scroll in case anyone needs their memory jogged. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve these minutes?
I motion to approve.
Thank you, Larson. And a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any Debbie, you're gonna get on me for this one. Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, Katie Weddick. Sorry. Thank you, Katie. And any opposed? I don't think there's any opposed, but all in favor of getting these minutes finalized, raise your hand or virtual hand. Thank you so much. And I will go back to our agenda for today. Just going and moving forward with our guest speaker, Humane Action Pittsburgh, Daryl. Thank Daryl Payne. I apologize for not adding your last name here, and that will be something I will add. Thank you for joining us, and I give you the floor. Do you need to present anything, or are you just going to get the floor for
Yes,
the
I
first time?
do. I do have a quick presentation that I would like to
Okay.
share. So,
Okay, go ahead.
thank you. All right, I'm an amateur with Zoom. Can you guys see the presentation on your screens?
We
Did I
see
do that
you're
right?
sharing the
It's a
Zoom
black
screen.
screen.
It's a Zoom screen. Okay, let me see
Yeah,
something. Hold on one second.
yeah, this is something I often have issues with as well.
Yeah, I usually use Teams, so I have a learning curve with Zoom.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we have, I guess the city has us using both, so I guess it's great to be cross-trained. Um,
So I click on share screen, and then I get three options: Microsoft Edge tab, window, and entire screen. Which one do I
is
select?
there are you host is it PowerPoint in your Edge window or
Yes, yeah, my PowerPoint is definitely in the Edge window. Um,
so I would choose that like if you have tabs, choose that tab that you have it in and then present your Microsoft Edge window.
yeah, for some reason it's not showing up as. Let me try this. Did it come up this time?
No, it was just
Okay.
me.
Can I email it to you? Can you bring it up for me? Would that
Yes, you
work?
can. And while we do,
Okay.
let's see. I think you have my email. I can go back up. Perhaps while I don't know how quickly this will move. Not that we need to move at breakneck speed here. But perhaps we can. Hmm, thinking about switching the order, but
Were you going to suggest having Councilperson Warwick speak?
yeah, while we figure this out, if that's okay with you, Daryl, we can just give Barb an opportunity to speak on what she would like to speak on, and then we'll come back to you. All right, the
Yeah,
floor switches to Barb Warwick. Good morning.
great. Thank you. Hey, everyone. Good morning. So I just wanted to check in. We spoke a little bit about the bill that I have in front of council that, among other things, would put a minimum distance for waste transfer stations, a minimum distance of 500 feet between homes and businesses, right, for waste transfer stations. This bill, of course, came about when I found out that Republic Services is wanting to convert their recycling center, which is in the Hazelwood neighborhood, to a waste transfer station. And, this is a recycling center that's caused lots of harm to the community. And, turning it into a waste transfer station basically will mean that every garbage truck in the city and every Republic Services garbage truck comes through the neighborhood, polluting the air and just making noise. And worse problem with rats, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the bill got through the Planning Commission. We got a positive recommendation, which is great. But to be honest, I'm a little shocked, right? But I am having trouble getting my fellow council members to commit to supporting this bill. I do have 4, including myself, I have 4, but you got to count to 5, right? And ideally 6. So much to my frustration, I will say, I am finding myself having to organize the neighborhood yet again, right? The whole neighborhood came out for the Planning Commission hearing, got about 50 people to come out, 15 or so testified at Planning Commission. And I am having to rally folks to come again, like now come down to City Council. But you do what you got to do. So at any rate, what I was hoping though, and another thing that I wanted to clarify just for the Clean Pittsburgh Commission, I think I forwarded an email in the meantime, through all of this, because, there's this conversation that, it's detrimental to our garbage fleet and makes our logistics of picking up garbage difficult. The fact that we have to drive 20 miles out to Imperial or 20 miles out to Monroeville. What I have found out since then is that, there is a fully functioning waste transfer station in McKees Rocks, about 5 miles from the city county building. I've talked with the folks there. It's Noble Environmental. They can handle 1,000 tons a day. The city produces about 200 tons a day. So there is, now it's not right in the city of Pittsburgh, right? But it is it's much closer than, than Monroeville or Imperial. We have a fully functioning waste transfer station. And what I discovered is that we've never even talked to them. Right. So the city has never even gone to tour the site, has never, reached out to them about it. So, we're currently in year 2 of a 5-year waste hauling contract with the Imperial and Monroeville sites. And so, that's a big question mark for me, is if this issue is so critical, which I think it is, right? That seems like a very, it seems like a big problem that we're driving so far with all of our waste, but why, from the city operations perspective, have we not explored the existing waste? Why are we just sort of saying, oh, well, Republic says they're going to build one maybe and, be operational maybe in 3 years, maybe in 4 years. We don't know. This sort of vague, we're just going to count on that one because that's easier. And that is not okay to me. So I think it's important for folks to realize that there is an alternative, right? This is not like the one and only thing, and there's no other options than doing this thing in Hazelwood, right? There are certainly other options, and those options need to be explored. And I hope that happens. And I have actually hopefully started that ball rolling by making those connections. So at any rate, all that to say, if the commission would be open to writing a letter of support for the bill to members of council, either send it to the clerk or whatever. And if anybody on the commission, so my hope is to discuss this bill this coming Wednesday at standing committee meeting, which would be 10 a.m. on Wednesday. If anybody from any of the organizations participating in the commission wanted to come on their own behalf to support the bill, that would be wonderful. I'm, of course, rallying some of our environmental folks who do air quality work, I'm hoping to get folks to come out. And at any rate, but for this conversation, if the commission would be so kind as to write a letter in support, it would be much appreciated by me, and also obviously by the residents of Hazelwood, because at this point, it's feeling like we need all the support we can get. So.
Awesome. From an environmental justice perspective, 100%. We don't want to, continue to cause harm as a city to our own neighborhood, to, our own neighbors. So as you mentioned, I'm just with the timeline, you're going to try to do a discussion on the terminology escapes me. You just said it on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, and then for this to come back up to vote, I guess, when are you going to wait until you get the support and then you're going to put it on the docket for voting, or is there a specific timeline you have in mind?
So it's a little tricky. So right now, so the other side of this, the other side of this battle that I'm fighting is at the state. So the DEP is currently reviewing the application so the DEP permitted this site a number of years ago to be a waste transfer station. They should have never done that, in my opinion. Just totally outrageous that they did that. But currently, they are reviewing Republic Services application to reissue that permit to them, right? I am really trying hard to get to push them to not. Representative Abney, who represents Hazelwood, has written a letter to the DEP in opposition to the reissuance of that permit. It's a great letter. I think I included it in the email. Really, it's a great letter. I'm going to make sure everyone reads it. But they have their timeline on the website keeps moving back, keeps getting pushed farther and farther out, which I think is promising, right? But now it has been pushed out to early March. My feeling is that if I can get this bill passed before the state makes its decision, that puts us in a better position, right? Because if Republic gets their permit, right, like gets that permit in hand before we can pass this bill, then they can say, well, we already got you know what I mean? It sort of creates an argument for them to say, well, we should do this. It's already been permitted. So, I would like to get at least this bill wrapped up as quickly as possible. There's another bill that's going to come to the table later on about rezoning the riverfront, the entire riverfront. That's a separate bill. Again, put on the table because of this situation that we're in. But this first one, sort of defining waste transfer stations and where they can go and where they can't go, is I think the stronger bill too, to be honest.
Thank you Lisa, go ahead.
Just a quick question, if it's appropriate to ask, is there a reason why there's resistance to the bill for those council folks who haven't attended? What is their reasoning for it?
It's unclear. I think a lot of it is concern that the administration isn't supportive of the bill. But you don't want to do so. I think that there may be some resistance because I do know that Public Works is sort of like, well, this would be really helpful if we had this thing in Hazelwood. And I'm like, right, but we also have this one in McKees Rocks. So I would like to see Public Works do more to solve this problem with the existing resources that we have around the city. I don't know. So that is like I said, I feel like I have a solid 4. I would like to have 5 or 6.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are there any other members who have any questions for Councilwoman Barb? Okay. Well, thank you so much for the context via email and this discussion. We'll Lisa and I, we'll pull together and we have like a little bit of an advocacy committee brewing. Helena, do you have a last minute question for Councilperson Barr?
Oh no, I just wanted to make sure like I'm being as transparent as possible, considering my role with the city. With any letter of recommendation, I would just have to abstain.
Sure.
That's just what my role is. So I just wanted to make sure it's on record.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one who's written me already to abstain. So, yeah, we'll a lot of us are kind of cross-pollinated all over the place dealing with things. We'll do. Lisa and I will come together and move forward with penning a response and see how quickly we can get that to you.
Great.
Hopefully before next Wednesday, but everyone's busy. We'll see. But at least before your vote. So,
okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And anyone who hasn't had an opportunity to look through the email, please do. It's full of lots of good information that Barb has, compiled and, about this effort. And, the importance of, not continuing to have communities bear the brunt of a lot of, I guess you could say smog and, just all the things that come with having a waste transfer station, or kind of the worries that come with that. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, environmental justice is very important. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
um, and yeah, so we will move forward with the agenda. I do have the next Daryl's presentation in front of me, and I can share that. Give me a second. Hopefully,
Awesome. Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Uh, Perfect. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, there it is. It's down here. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right, great. So, hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Daryl Payne again, and I am the education manager for the Plastics Collaborative for Humane Action Pennsylvania. So, I would like to do today is spend a few minutes with you to talk about who we are as Humane Action Pittsburgh, some of the initiatives that we are working on currently, and how we like to partner with organizations around the region and how you can actually contact us. So as our name says, we're Humane Action Pittsburgh. We are humane. We believe in showing kindness and compassion and sympathy towards people as well as animals. Our mission is to unite and to empower diverse communities with the information needed so they understand how the environment works. They understand how plastics could impact them. They understand how various laws that are passed can impact them. So our whole goal is to work with communities, collaborate, and ensure that the information of animals and information of what we do is put out in the communities. Our vision is also a world without animal suffering, and we want to make sure that all animals are being treated with compassion. The nice thing that we do is we actually are a interconnection with different things, right? So we are a animals rights group, but we also are interconnected with other initiatives that impact animals. And that will be said in my next slide. Can you forward the next slide? Do I have control of the slides? I'm trying to move on to the next
I'm
one.
sorry. Yeah, I was muted. I accidentally moved forward. Is this the slide you want to be on, or should I move on to the
Yeah,
next
can you move
one?
on to the next one? Next slide.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much. So here are the initiatives that I was referring to that has the interconnectivity with the animal rights and the animal work that we do. So the first one is Love Your Wild Animal. We are currently working on a campaign to educate residents of Allegheny County and beyond on humane techniques that serve as an alternate to trapping. Another initiative that we are working on is this initiative called Pittsburgh Plogging, which is an initiative where our volunteers get involved to pick up litter around the city. They pick up litter with jogging or walking, also with accessible activities for all fitness levels. But essentially, what our volunteers do is they go around the city and they pick up litter wherever they see litter. And then if you combine these two together with Plastics Collaborative, they all work together, right? So the Love Your Wild Neighbor is about making sure that animals are treated in a humane way, and if we pick up the litter that is within the city or county, then that will also aid in ensuring that animals do not show up on our doorstep or unwanted. And then the Plastics Collaborative is an initiative that we work on to get the word out on how detrimental plastics could be. Plastics show up in everything. It shows up in our water. It shows up in our food. So our goal here is to ensure that we get the word out on how we could reduce the plastics that are being produced in our communities. Next slide, please. So we're very big on community engagement. We have several different tenets that we believe sort of like guides us in our community engagement. The first one is building partnerships. We believe in having mutual respect, shared accountability, as well as making sure we take the responsibility and the commitment to ensure that we're getting the awareness out to the various diverse communities, and to ensure that whoever we're partnering with those people in an accountable, transparent, and a responsible way. Creating community is a second point, where we foster an environment where everyone feels valued and heard. We foster empowerment by giving the communities the tools, building trust with community members, as well as I mentioned earlier, is giving them information to succeed. And all this is setting the standard, establishing benchmarks for excellence, as well as delivering results. And as I mentioned before, there is a link between the initiatives that we do. There's a link between the litter and unwanted visitors in our neighborhood. We provide the insights with the Love Your Neighbor companion on how we can humanely handle those situations. Again, with the unattended litter creates an open invitation for various issues. And then the plastic initiative that we're working on helps us get the information out on how hazardous plastic pollution can be within our communities. So we would like to work with the commission going forward. We would like to be a part of this group. And in the last slide, I put in there the executive director of HAP, who her name is Natalie, and my name is there as well. So if you have any more questions, or if you want more information about who we are as HAP and the initiative that we work on across the region, please reach out to us, and we'll be happy to work with you and collaborate with you as well. With that said, are there any questions for me? No questions?
Any questions? Well, I've seen when Natalie initially reached out to me, I did, she kind of gave me a little bit more a similar spiel. There's, connection between like how clean our environment is, as it pertains to human waste, whether it be food or whatever, and, the critters that we share our environment with. So, a lot of, and having worked in environmental services where people, often call saying that their trash has been shredded and they haven't been, it's not in a container and it's not secure. And it's just like, the animals will find it. They have really good noses. And, we can do more as, a community of humans to, be nicer to our neighbor and keep them safe and out of our waste, right? And so, yeah, I see there's a lot of alignment. Yeah, and I think as we move forward, we do have a membership committee. We will pass this along to them, and they will engage with you all, and kind of usher you through that membership process, which is still forming in the new administration. But I'm hopeful that there is an opportunity to collaborate and have you HAP as a organization on the commission. So
That's great.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a process to figure out and to move forward through, but give us a little bit of time. Thank you so much for this presentation, and we will be in touch with those next steps. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm a vegan, so I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've been have been living the life of animal awareness and in kindness for quite some time. So I'm very appreciative of Humane Action Pennsylvania and the work that you guys do. So,
Yep.
Well,
thank you for the opportunity to speak, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. And I look forward to working with the commission going forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will stop the share, and we will get back to our agenda. I've got a lot of windows open. Okay, so after a little bit of switcherooing in our agenda, we are on to Neighborhood of Focus Committee, and I will go ahead and hand that off to Lissa.
Thank you. As you can see, the Neighborhood of Focus Committee has not met yet. That is 1000% on me. I did send out an email with some date and times, and I know at least one of those dates has already passed. By the end of the day today, I will send out an invite to everyone who has raised their hand to be in that committee to set up a meeting. I'm guessing for next week. We have some dates there that worked with folks. So we'll work on that. Until then, there are two main things we wanted to discuss for today's meeting. Jumping kind of down to the recommendations, we're calling for recommendations for our 2027-2028 neighborhoods of focus. So just to start kind of putting the bug in everyone's brain about interested neighborhoods, I have listed here all of our previous neighborhoods over since the beginning of the CPC. Ideally, we won't repeat because there are so many other areas that we as the CPC have not touched yet. So if we could wait to do any duplication until we've made it our best efforts through more areas of the city. So please take a look at this. Maybe start thinking about areas, neighborhoods, parts of the city that you as an individual, an organization, department of the city have a particular interest in. Not last year, when we were looking for this season's rounds, neighborhoods of focus, folks just kind of submitted where they had a particular interest. I know ACW at the time, we were working in District 3, so we shot out some neighborhoods in that area. And I want to say it was Helena and some other folks had particular interest in the neighborhoods that we are in now. So it was just submitting based on where you guys are interested in. So we'll probably have this discussion further into the year, maybe more in the summer. But we should, I'm guessing, Omo, correct me if you think differently, but like September, October, be making our vote so we can have that prepared and then start planning for what wrapping up this season's and getting ready for next season's.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as I've kind of come into the role of helping with leading this commission, I have seen the need to, do more, outreach perhaps to like some commission, to some council people as well. Like if we're choosing an area, we can utilize some more of that support direct from whoever the council representative may be, and that's kind of, start early the start, the better you can plan, right? Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So until we meet, that was really all. Like we'll go more just talking about council reps and getting more folks engaged. That is hopefully something we'll do more with the committee. But the other part wanted to talk about today is the Bob Awards and closing this round of neighborhood of focus. We will see Helena put a great annual report together that has included all of the details of the work that has been done in the neighborhoods of focus so far. Helena, I was in there a little bit and made some adjustments to the cleanways section. And so just that little bit, I changed, but it includes all of the neighborhood of focus stuff. We'll go more into that once we get into Helena's section, but I just wanted to shout it out because work has been done. I know like it's sometimes hard to show and talk about everything that's going on, but like there is work there. So I do want to say we did good stuff last year. But for closing out and the Bob Awards, Afton's not here. So Omo, if you want to talk more about the Bob Awards, because I still am a
Yeah.
little confused on what that is.
That's fair. That's fair. It's been a while since we had one. So it's kind of it's a celebration of one of the kind of I guess the initiators of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission and reading up and cleaning up. It's Bob O'Connor, our current mayor's father, who, he passed away quite early into his tenure as mayor. And so, in order to show appreciation to, the work that he was able to accomplish specifically around litter abatement and cleanliness in the built environment, the Bob Awards was something that we were putting on for quite some time. Things got a little jostled and we haven't had one since COVID. Pitt, and the last Bob Awards. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me step back. It's a recognition of volunteers and people who really are putting in the work, in whether it just be in their neighborhood or maybe even wider. It's a volunteer recognition event and a celebration of all the work that is being done by our neighbors and by the commission, and just recognizing all that hard work. So that's kind of what the Bob Awards is about, and bringing to people together in celebration of the work that we do. To keep the city clean. The last one we had was in Homewood. So if you look, it's been quite a while since we've had a celebration. And I thought uh, since we were uh, going to be closing this neighborhood of focus out, this cycle out. It would be an opportunity to have it in the neighborhood of focus, celebrate the neighbors in our neighborhood of focus that have been doing work with, of course, not with our support, but even in spite of our support, but we want to be able to have an opportunity to celebrate those people. So that is something we would like to do. It's usually like in the late summer kind of area. And yeah, so we have a little bit of time, but time flies. So I have a previous commission member who has expressed interest in helping us in that kind of way to get it back in action. And I am going to turn back and see how we can get even more support to host this event. But that's basically um it. We would need to find, if we want to have it in a location that is rain or shine, it probably would be inside. So if anyone has any suggestions for a location within the neighborhoods of focus or in that area in the West End, that would be very helpful. But yeah, that's basically it. Does anyone have any questions in relation to in uh, neighborhood of focus, Bob Awards? Helena, go ahead.
I know of a location that the shared and active living center, they're pretty like a good core building in our neighborhoods of focus. So they have enough, they have a pretty good footprint too. So, but I mean, it's not like Vellum or anything. It's just like, a building, but at least it's like in rain or shine, and the parking is not too bad either. So that's an idea.
That's good.
Okay, I'll note it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Lissa, we look forward to your invite. I'll do my best to show up, but as we've started doing committees, we don't always have to be everywhere at every time. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, this will just be a topic. I'll include this in our agenda for the committee
Yeah.
as we get
Yeah.
set up. With since this will be our first meeting, we'll want to kind of set the foundation for what this meeting or what this committee includes, what our roles and responsibilities are. But I think this is a good conversation to start now, because like you said, time is going to fly. We only meet, once a month. So we want to make sure that if we're going to do this, we do this. We start now to kind of put this together and make sure we have submissions, space, the whole works. If depending on when we meet, if it works with your former commission member to attend, to maybe start talking about what that looks like, what an event would be, how that would be pulled together, that would be great. Otherwise, I'd be happy to follow up with them directly to see what they have in mind. But other than that, that's what I got. So moving forward, I will follow up with a meeting invite for the neighborhood of focus. And we'll talk about the Bob Awards and set the foundation for that committee. And also for everybody, start thinking about areas that you have interest for the neighborhoods of focus for the next 2-year session. I don't think we have, like, this past season, this was our most for neighborhoods for 2 years. It's a lot. It's a pretty big footprint. I would say we probably shouldn't go more than that. So maybe thinking of between 1 to 4 neighborhoods. Anything more than that, I think we might be spreading ourselves a little thin based on what our resources and capacity are.
And I have a question, I guess. So like, should we also take it into account the expanse of a neighborhood. Like if neighborhoods, you know,
Like the size of the neighborhood?
yeah, because you know how like Esplin is like a little chunk.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like Squirrel Hill South is huge, in comparison. I was just wondering if that's what also like how many neighborhoods we should suggest based on just the size of them.
I would say suggest what you're interested in, where you think
Okay.
there is a need, and then that can be part of the discussion.
All right.
Yeah, something to consider.
Mhm.
Um, Great. Um, and given this is our last year of this cycle, we're still doing work and even going into this next line item of the finance committee, there's still an opportunity to fund some of the work that our neighbors in the West End and our neighborhoods or focus are doing. Um, Okay, great. I will go ahead and we're going to the finance committee, and I'll move it over to Larson, and she will. I'm going to stop sharing, in case you would like to share the budget.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we don't have a whole lot of requests in yet. The big things are that there's a line here where you could see the 11,000 that was encumbered from last year. So that's also an amount of money that we're working with aside from the regular $30,000 that we ended up getting. Um, we have a request from a Sheridan community group to get $500 just for sort of like outreach and marketing materials. It seems like it's in line. We haven't done a vote yet, I believe, right? No. Um, and then from Environmental Services, they're requesting $4,050 to get vouchers for the community to subsidize the cost of e-waste. I don't know what, Helena, was it also for, it says HHW here, but was it just for e-waste or also HHW?
I think
Yeah,
it's both.
it's for both.
Both. Okay, cool. So that is what we have right now. But now is a great time to be getting in your requests so those can be sent to Afton and I, and then we can review it at the next finance meeting, which would be in a month.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I guess, do you think we should, yeah, I think we should try to this may hold a vote on funding this Sheridan Earth Day marketing funding.
Mhm.
I do want to just shout out to with the finance committee, we are working on an SOP. We started that conversation on Tuesday. So this particular batch of this request with the Sheridan Community Group, Community Council, it's on a timeline. It's for their April cleanups that they do every year for Earth Month. So in order to get the marketing material, they need to know now. If they have the support of this and they have this funding so they can put in their order and do all the things. For future requests, we will be prepared with an SOP to kind of help with guiding our decision on what is appropriate and not appropriate to bring to the committee for.
Mhm. Yeah, and to double up on that, yeah, this is I think this is an appropriate, and just going through our mission, this is an appropriate use of funds to help bring awareness to, a neighborhood cleanup. Okay, well, I would like to call for a vote. Um,
Make the
all,
motion if that makes sense.
yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So I would move that the CPC approve funding for the Sheridan Community Council, $500 for marketing material for their annual April neighborhood cleanup.
Okay.
I Googled the wording, so I would get the wording as correct as possible.
It was perfect. I need a second though. Well, I guess I could second. A second.
Great, Debbie. Any abstentions? Okay, I guess all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, we have a quorum. Great. Thank you, Sanjeev. All right. Great. Okay, so we got that one. And
Any objections first?
any objections? I mean, I think we had all participating in this one basically.
Oh, we
in
had to
one
say
way
the
or another.
words though, just so the words
Yeah,
are.
you're right. You're right. Thank you. Keeping me on track. Okay, so we hit both those items on the finance committee. Thank you so much, Larson and Afton in absence. Um, and all right, so I will go ahead and just step into the membership committee real quickly. We will be having our first meeting on February 20th. We do have three people currently kind of in the queue. I've established a connection with the mayor's office to, kind of just get that process started, even if their process is not as, still working itself out. We do have connections and we have a little bit of a process and still until it changes or gets updated. So far, I have only out of the three, we do have Pat Kelly, Ben DeVore, and Aaron Tobin. So far, I've only received one out of three, unless I was not CC'd. One is understandable. Aaron is out, and Ben, waiting on you. But I'll reach back out to both of them, and hopefully we can get those through. And then, as we have this meeting at this membership meeting, and we reach out to the Humane Action Pennsylvania, that'll be another one that'll need to go through. So I'm assuming that the process is kind of the same on the other side. You do meet in front of council, they vote on you and all that stuff. They vote to approve, and then you get actually approved on the mission for a 4-year commission for a 4-year term. But that's pretty much it. We will report out on how that goes on the next meeting, and it's kind of an as needed meeting schedule for the membership committee because we won't always have membership members waiting to be approved. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I will go ahead and hand it over to Elena, outreach.
So good news, y'all. I've been a busy bee and making sure that the work is, moving forward on the 2025 annual report. I believe the link is on the agenda, correct, for everyone to click on? I think so. My computer is so slow. Wait.
It's not.
It is not, but
Oh,
we
well
can
then
add a
let
hyperlink.
me, I guess, share my screen, I guess, so you guys, in case you guys aren't aware what I'm doing. Let's see. One second. But yeah, it's basically all the bones are all put together. Just need a couple of members if they want to put any updates, they can email me. Everyone knows who they are, that they haven't given me an update yet. The goal is to get it all final by March. And I'm sure that the new communications team in the mayor's office, they want to approve it before we put it on the city website. Because they were wondering what I was up to, since I do a lot of dabbling in Canva and Facebook and whatnot. So let me pull, yep, I'm pulling it up now. Let me share my screen. And hopefully this works, because my computer does not like for me to be too productive. All right. Can you guys see that?
It's coming. It's a little slow, but it's a city computer. I don't know, sometimes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Oh, looks great.
So just a little bing bada boom, and just, message from the co-chairs, whatever we want to say about how excited we are that everything we did for 2025, Garbage Olympics highlights, and disregard any I guess watermarks you see, because I'm trying to get my premium subscription paid for again this year. So we got to get that all figured out real quick. But so ignore those lines. Those are fine. No. So yep, just some neighborhoods of focus info, some nice pictures. Gotta have Buster in there, the highlight of environmental enforcement, getting some more staff. Still waiting on my Christmas tree tonnage. The snow didn't help anything with logistics on that. So I'm waiting to get that number in. And just, waiting on, oh yeah, I know I can, Lissa
I went
told,
in and alphabetized this
oh, yes, that's
recently.
probably a good idea to alphabetize. Yeah, that's a good idea. I
I
know,
put the
yeah,
comment. Sorry,
Lissa
that's
told
why.
me to do
Yeah.
the what?
It just the comment that since we're shouted out in in the neighborhood of focus section, I don't think we need another
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'll take that out. My computer might freeze on me. Oh, it's already freezing. Because I can't
Oh,
do
no.
edits in real time. It freezes up, so I'll fix that. Yeah, and so he's got, I like my little hands with the microphones. I thought that'd be cute. And just, member updates. I did email everybody on Aaron's list of other contacts for the PPC. I'll reach out to them again. Maybe I'll give them a call, just to see if they want to say anything. Um, and I know like River Life, I know like you said, like you mentioned, Omo, that some members are not like officially in our commission yet, but I thought calling them mission aligned organizations would fit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have any fun photos of your activities, please send them my way. Um, I thought having a photo collage be a new addition to the annual report if we wanted to do that. Um, and I think that's it. So it's looking
Awesome.
pretty snazzy. And there you go.
Thank you so much, Helena. I'm glad we have you because I am a little too, I don't know, I'm perfectionist to even, I mean, like I would never struggle, I would struggle. And it looks
Well,
really
I'm just
good.
glad we had that snowstorm, so I had some good chunk of time to like really just kind of put it all together. So, yeah.
But yeah, I want to re-up because there's a couple of blank spaces in there. If Helena has asked you for any kind of reporting out on some of the things that you've been doing as in connection with or as an organization of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission, please do provide your blurbs. We are hoping to have this released in the second quarter. So, and we would like to have it finalized in a good chunk of time so that the mayor's communications team can review it and, provide feedback so that we can meet that timeline. So please do. Helena, Deborah, go ahead.
May I make just a quick question? Thank you for going through, not a quick, yeah, comment. Thank you for going through this. When I first looked at it, I thought the photo collage was specific to the mission aligned organizations, and now that
Oh,
you've explained
that is
it,
true. Yeah, maybe I
can you
should.
put it on, just put it on its own page? I think that would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Good. I like that. Okay, photo
Thank-
collage. Homepage.
Then
Yeah,
there'll
if you
be
have any
more room.
photos, send them my way. Because
Totally.
you know, it'd be good to look at annual reports from 20 years from now and be like, oh, remember how young I looked?
Okay, any other feedback for Helena? I don't really see any other hands. Like I said, thank you so much, Helena. We will go ahead and if you wouldn't mind stop sharing, I'll go ahead and move
Oh,
on to the next.
I might have to kick myself out of the meeting because the computer totally froze.
I wonder.
Yeah, but I'll do my best to try to get this out of here.
Good
Oh
luck.
no, you
Oh,
might
stop.
be able to
Oh,
kick
I can do it.
yourself. Yeah,
I've stopped your sharing. Apparently, I have those abilities.
you have the
I
power.
did not know I had the power,
Oh,
but
thank
I
God.
do.
Okay,
Um, okay, so on to the next
thank you.
item. No problem. Um, so membership organization updates as time allows. We do have a little bit of time left. Going to 11:30 is needed. So kind of make the rounds. Does anyone want to go first?
I can share some clean waste stuff. Our cleanups have been on hold. This will be the third week in a row because of this. I cannot express how much I hate the winter. I left Minnesota to avoid this, so the fact that it is following me here makes me so angry.
Oh
But
no.
because of that, we have been on hold for all of our cleanups. We can't see the trash or, bear it on dig it out from the ice and the snow. But the goal is for next week, with the warm weather coming, that hopefully most of the snow and the cold will be gone. We'll be out cleaning. So if you are interested in getting out of your houses, please join us. Um, and just keep an eye out for Immaculate Collection stuff going on. The draft is coming and more work is being done. You'll start seeing some PennDOT roads being cleaned up. The roadsides are getting cleaned. The Western Pennsylvania Conservancy, you'll start seeing some planting and gardening happening a little bit earlier this season in prep. So definitely keep your eye out for that too. Thank you.
I like this. My favorite thing is to think on that. It doesn't make me very happy, but I call it the Great Melt. Where the ice starts to melt and you see like all the litter that has been hidden, or people like I don't know, I've seen countless people think that the snow's going to hide their litter right in front of me, and I'm like, what are you doing? I've seen some melting happening, and I'm like, oh, bags, Frito bags. If anyone feels like suiting up in general, even if you can't join Allegheny Cleanways on these warm days, please feel free to get out there and get your little litter grabbers, and grab up that the remnants of the Great Melt. Okay, thank you, Allegheny Cleanways. Anyone who would like to share next? I'll go. It's, in the Office of Management and Budget, specifically to my role, one of the things that we were able to release recently and is out for bid is Afton and I have been working for about a year on releasing compost, a pilot, like expansion on our zero waste municipal plan, and also the inclusion of a composting pilot. We are still in the early stages, answering questions, getting people prepared to submit their bids, but very exciting work happening in order to, increase our portfolio of waste management services. It's not going to happen soon, but we're taking those steps to make it a reality, to make ourselves an actual zero waste city. Hard work, but good work. So, very excited to, get that out into the world, and hopefully we can see ourselves actually having composting services somewhere in the future. Um, yeah, that's it. That's all I've been doing. Sanjeev?
Oh, that's great news. I just want to mention, um, we were talking about food waste today, even on the councilwoman's letter, there was some discussion. I was invited to this presentation. It's very interesting. It's a company that is, I think, working with Pitt, that is trying to bring a commercial kitchen scale food waste management device. And apparently this device is not only reduces food waste volume, but it also produces a shelf stable output that can be used as animal feed, which is very interesting.
Oh,
So I
huh.
was invited to this presentation. I think it's at Pitt. It's on March 19th. I'll see if I can send the invite to anybody else. I'll have to reach
Mhm.
out to, but it's composting. It's very interesting technology.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Deborah? Oh. Um, well, if no one else has anything else to share, um, I guess I will call for a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Have a great February, and we'll see you guys in March.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.